Hello. I would like to apologise for my just really poor use of Facebook. My cheesecake's actually melted. And apologise for not being able to get the live on. That is totally, I'm just moving my phone out. That is totally my fault. Just to know why I just couldn't get it on. Done it previously where I've been able to get it on, and just today I just could not get it on. But I am still here to do cheesecake. It's really the camera's flipped this. I'm thinking, what is that in the kitchen? So I am going to make a cheesecake. Believe it or not, I thought I was live for the first 20 minutes of when I was supposed to be making cheesecake, so I have skipped some bits. I'm going to go through it all with you now, and we will make cheesecake. In the time while I've been trying to get on Facebook, my cheesecake is pretty much melted. But we will be planning on making a beautiful reindeer cheesecake. He did look much better before, but he's sort of slowly gone warm and it's gone a little bit melted. But don't worry, yours will not end up like this, because in true Naomi Chaos Kitchen Christmas special, I will show you what you shouldn't do. So I know why this has happened, and I will prevent it from happening to you as well. So that is the cheesecake. You may notice that it hasn't got a red nose, and that's because the price of Smarties is extortionate. I couldn't buy just a single tube of Smarties from anywhere. I had to buy 3 tubes of Smarties, and I would have just eaten them. So to save money and the cost of replacing the majority of my clothes over Christmas, I've gone with just a Malteser there. So you can do a Malteser nose, but you will need still the same pretzels and some chocolate drops there, but I'll make a start. So we'll go for our ingredients. So we needed 250 grams of digestive biscuits. I've gone for chocolate digestives just because it tastes better. Now, I did pre-crumb my biscuits, but like I say, I was well ahead of the game. And before I even pressed record on Facebook Live, I'd already started. So biscuits have already been mixed up with the butter. So you would get your biscuit crumbs and mix them with your butter, which is 125 grams of unsalted butter. Like I say, I was ahead of the game, so this was already melted, but I did put it in the microwave for about 40 seconds to melt that. Mixed it in with my biscuit crumbs. So that's what you need, your butter. You also need 60 grams of caster sugar. You can use icing sugar. I just prefer caster sugar because it is cheaper, doesn't make as much mess, and it's just a bit nicer, a bit sugary, a bit sweeter. You will need a spring-formed cake tin. I I've already mixed my base, but before I put in my lovely biscuity base there, I did grease the bottom of this tray and put some baking parchment around the side. And the good thing is, because this is a springform tray, you can just wrap your baking parchment around and then clasp your tray. So that's when they're nice and tight. If you didn't do that, what it could do is it would just pull the sides like a cheesecake. So having the baking parchment there is obviously going to protect it. So you need that springform tin. You will also need cream cheese, so full fat cream cheese. You need 600 grams. These are quite handy because they come in 200 gram packs. So call me Carol Vorderman. You will need 3 of these packs for 600 grams. You will also need some double cream. This is 200 mils of this you will need. This is a 300 ml tub. So what you can do is, to avoid waste, instead of pouring it into something, to pour it into something else, just decant 100 mils out of there, maybe into your coffee or your hot chocolate, and then that leaves you your 200 mils to mix in with your cream cheese. And you will also need some chocolate chips for your reindeer's replies. You will also need some vanilla extract just to make it extra sweet and tasty. You will also need pretzels for your antlers, not ears, antlers. And you will need Maltesers or Smarties. If you've got a big family and you can justify buying that many Smarties, go for it. But otherwise, Smarties are. Now, I didn't steal it, but a lot of you lovely people who are registered with us sent us some sweets, and there was some Maltesers there. So what I did, actually, I think it was Dan. I think Dan brought the Maltesers in, which I'm quite surprised at, because normally you would just eat them all and not bring them in, but he brought some Maltesers. So I did steal some Maltesers to put on the cheesecake. So I think that is everything that we needed, wasn't it? So let's make a start. And I do again apologise that this is not live on Facebook, but the good thing is, let me say that way. Let me just try to the good thing is about doing it that way is that Lisa will be able to cut out the majority of the chaos that happens in this kitchen. So we'll be able to cut it. It'll be a little bit more user friendly. It will also, I was going to say I don't use any bad language, so it'll be fine otherwise. But it just means that it's going to be shorter, so you're not going to watch all the chaos. Like if anybody was here for Yule log, that was nightmare. Also had the cheesecake Easter eggs, that wasn't good. The cake pops also wasn't good either. But Lisa gets to cut that all down. So let's just pretend we have blended up our biscuit crumbs. So if you've got a packet of chocolate digestives like me, these ones are from Aldi. Instead of you having to weigh them out, if you haven't got scales, feed 3 biscuits in there and enjoy them later on with your hot chocolate that you have made with your 100 ml of cream. So you want to get your biscuits. Just pretend I've got my biscuits in here. You can either use the end of a rolling pin, or if you've got a food processor, you can pop your biscuits in the food processor and blend them up into a crumb, or you can put them in a bag and just bash them with like a pan or a rolling pin. Lights. Yeah. This is not your screen, that light is there. Where it's coming from. So you would bash them up so you've got a beautiful pile of biscuit crumbs in here. Then you're going to get your butter. And you're going to put your butter in a microwavable tub or jug. And you're going to pop it in the microwave for about 40 seconds. Don't quote me on that though, because everybody's microwaves are different. Don't like send loads of comments saying, well, oh, within 40 seconds and it's blew up. Just keep an eye on it. You don't want like it going brown. You just want it nice and melted, nice and golden. And then you would add that into your biscuit crumbs and mix that in until you get a lovely paste. This has pretty much almost set, but it's, do you know what that means? That means we can crack on with this because this is already dry. But you would pop it in the bottom, spread it around. It can't, you'll be trying to spread it and you'll be like, why is it not spreading? Just bear with it. It will spread. Then you will pop this into your fridge. Don't think I've got any room in this. Is anybody else's fridge just full of stuff for Christmas? Oh, I don't know where I got this. Oh, won't fit in the fridge. I'll just put it there. Put it there. Bottom of the fridge. Don't put it in the bottom of the fridge. Literally like amazing. But you can put it in the bottom fridge. I can't put it in the bottom fridge because I put other stuff in the bottom of the fridge that you're not supposed to mix. But I'm not really going to eat that, so it's fine. I am going to eat the other one I made. I've made 2 cheesecakes, so that's enough. Right, so then what we're going to do is get our bowl. And you are going to add your sugar to your bowl. So I've already pre-weighed this out. As we said, you want to sieve it because you don't want to get any grainy bits in. Like I say, this is caster sugar. So just whisk. That's still to come. Get ahead of myself. Sieve that in there so you've got it nice and smooth. And if there's any little bits, just then you've got 2 ways of doing this. You can, there are two different ways of doing it. You can pre-whisk up your cream and fold in your cheese, or you can do it just a bit like me and we're just going to chuck it all in, mix it up, then we're going to whip it up. Okay, so like I say, the good thing about having it already measured out is you don't need to bother with scales. You would need to bother scales with your sugar, but everything else is fine. You're fine. So, so when you open your cheese, there's that little bit of water. I don't really want that in there. I don't know why you would want it in there. I just wouldn't want it in there. So I'm just gonna get rid of that thing. And then you're going to pop your cheese in. Now, on my previous non-posted live that I was chatting along. You missed out on all the goss. You'll just have to wait till the new year to find out all the goss. I was saying I was trying to do this when my dog was nearby. It's a spaniel. So that was a little bit chaotic because the postman came. So then I had to dog normally comes in the kitchen when I'm answering the front door, because you should be responsible if you are having post persons coming to your house. You should always make sure your dog is locked away, because not everybody likes dogs. I know, who doesn't like dogs? But not everybody likes dogs. And some dogs don't like postmen. My dog does like postmen, but that's for another day. But just so I normally put them in the kitchen, and I had a cheesecake on the bench, so it was a bit like, you know, like the chicken, the fox and the grain. I was like, oh, I don't know where to put the dog, because I don't want him to get the postman. Don't want him to get me cheesecake. So it was a bit like, where do I put him? Anyway, he was very good. He was a very good boy, and he did just sit on his bed and wait while I answered the door. But that was the first part of the chaos when I got in to record this video. Then, because to try and make life a little bit easier, I made a cheesecake yesterday. So I had that all ready. So I popped it in the fridge last night, and it was ready to rock and roll when I got in. It's been to work this morning. And I thought, oh, I've come back to the kitchen to make my cheesecake. So I'd made it all the night before. So I thought, I'll just come home, be able to whip the cheesecake out of the cake tin, chop it up, quickly construct a reindeer cheesecake, and I'll be done. However, this is why it's always good you're watching these videos, because I can give you little tips and hints of what not to do. And you're thinking, well, why wouldn't you do that? I was doing it last night. Newcastle were playing. Had a lot on. So what I hadn't done was grease the base of the cake tin. So I'd obviously done my biscuity base. And what I like to do with the biscuity base anyways, I like to do mine in the oven. I won't add melted butter. I'll breadcrumb or biscuit crumb my biscuits. Then I will cream in the butter, press that in the bottom of my tin, pop it in the oven for 10 minutes to 160. That's just how I like to do my biscuity base. But I thought today, for quickness, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. So I had put the biscuity base in, whacked it in the oven, then obviously let it cool, put my cheesecake on, put it in the fridge. I could not get the cheesecake out of the cake tin when I came home from work. So that was stressful to start with. So that was the start of it. But I'd managed to get it out. What I had to do was I cut the cheesecake up on the bottom bit, wedge everything out, just to try and get it off. So anyway, I quickly washed up the cake tin, re-greased it properly this time, put the baking parchment on, ready to start the video, which time the postman came. Where do I put the dog? Sorted that out, but pressed go live on Facebook. Started the video, it was going really well. You missed I use a NutriBlender, so I blended up my biscuit crumbs in there. I done it really, really quick, whereas yesterday it was a mess. But I did it really quick, knew like doing half and half, got it done, it was perfect. So I'd done all of this while thinking I was going live. And while that was happening, because Lisa's our tech support, we couldn't do anything without Lisa. She's our service delivery manager. If you've met Lisa, she's a genius. And she hadn't rang it, so I was like, oh great, I've done this myself. I'm live now. Next up, I'm doing BBC. Oh, actually, I might do Christmas with Naomi. Forget Christmas with Kirsty. I've done it all myself. Only to get a call. Lisa was dealing with other emergencies at work, so I hadn't had time to check if I was live, but she doesn't have to. I'm an adult. I should be able to get live on Facebook. I don't know how people go live on Facebook by accident, because it's an app. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go live. How do you do that? Because I was trying to go live and I just couldn't go live. So anyway, Lisa rang us to say it wasn't live. I had people desperate to watch me live. I think I was 6 people. So I had 6 people wanting to watch me live. They'd obviously set aside part of their day thinking Naomi's going live today. I'll definitely watch it. Anyway, what I'm doing at the minute, I'm mixing the sugar and the cream cheese together. Just folding it in. Don't overbeat it. I'll tell you why in a bit. But yeah, so I wasn't actually live. But in that time, while I'd been live, I'd gone through all my ingredients. I'd mixed my base up. I'd pressed it in the bottom of my tin. Just talking to myself. It was, and the dog, because the dog was watching from the video, because obviously I was cooking. Yeah, so that was the chaos, and then poor Lisa had to let us all know that I wasn't live, and in that time I think sort of I was trying to get lives with both on trying, so it was just a nightmare. But I'm here now, so I'm pre-recording it for you so you can actually watch it over and over again. And like I say, at least I can edit it. So I folded in sugar in cream cheese. Then I'm going to add my vanilla extract. Is this vanilla extract? Yeah, vanilla extract. You can use vanilla essence, vanilla extract. I just like vanilla essence because I'm thinking because it's so thick, it's going to be like really nice. Give it that nice vanilla-y. Sometimes you can say vanilla-y. That nice sweet taste that you should have from a cheesecake. So I'm just going to pop that in there. I'm going to have to buy a new one of those. Can you see all my mess there? I think you can just see my scales. Everything's tucked behind there. And I'm just going to fold that in. Again, not overbeaten. I'll tell you why in a second. So, once you've folded that in, then you're going to add your cream. Now, like I say, you could just decant 100 mils, but I've got the best scales in the world. So these are the digital scales. I don't know how anybody can not have digital scales. If you haven't got digital scales, there's still time to get them on your Christmas list. So these are my digital scales, and they match my kitchen, pink. The good thing about these digital scales is I can actually set it to cream. So there we go. So what I'm going to do is give it a bit of shape to get that film off the top. And I'm just going to pour this. I really hope I've just had a moment there. I'm thinking, am I actually recording this? Because I would hate if I'm not recording it again. Because I'm not making another cheesecake today. So, then pour in your 200 mils. Like I say, you can use that remaining 100 mils because this is a 300 ml tub to maybe make yourself a nice Bailey's hot chocolate later. So there we go. I do love these scales. Right, there we go. Then you've got your little 100 mils. Or it's Christmas, isn't it? You can just drink it. Just drink it with some hot chocolate. Actually, as well, while you're doing this, if you felt the urge to add in some grated chocolate, you can do that. Oreos. I could have used them. I could have bought the Smarties and I could have just mashed them up and added them in. Anyway, I didn't. But you could add anything you want. Cheesecakes are pretty forgiving anyway, so you could put it in. We had a cheesecake recently, which was very, very nice, but I had a bit of everything in there. Some glitter on the top. It was lovely. So once you've got your cream in, you're going to fold it in, and then we're going to start whipping this up whilst being very careful not to over whip. So you may notice when I flashed my reindeer cheesecake that he's melting a little bit. He's not looking too good. He's not as firm as he probably should be. So that is because when you're whipping something, you're whipping it up and it gets really temptation to lick that off. When you're whipping something, obviously you're whipping it up, you're getting more of the mixture because everything's getting thicker, letting a lot of air in there, it's getting bigger, and I was like, I'm going to fill that whole cake tin because I'm making so much whipped cream and cream cheese. There's absolutely loads here. I'll be able to fill that whole tin. It's going to be ginormous. It's going to be an epic cheesecake. Yeah, it gets to the point and then it stops. So it's gone thick and you're like, that's amazing. And I pushed it too far. I tried to reach for the sun and I got burnt because whipped, and then it started to just deflate again. And then when it came to putting it in on top of my biscuity base, it was just like a liquid. So I've left it in the fridge overnight. Ideally, you should have really 2 hours for this cheesecake to set if you've done it properly. Overnight, ideal, but I had to leave that in overnight. That's had over 24 hours almost. Yeah, no, shy of that, but it has had an overnight in the fridge and it's still not very firm. So please, once this gets nice and thick and you think, oh, let's just stop. That's perfect. Don't go any further. So what you want to do now is whip this up. Now, I don't have an electric mixer. because I'm not a cook. Don't do any cooking. Disclaimer, I forgot, I did this on the fake live. Just disclaimer, I am not trained chef, believe it or not. I am not, don't even have a food hygiene certificate. Don't worry, I will not be providing this cheesecake to anybody other than people who live in this house or ask for a piece, because you're taking your own life in your hands then. But I'm not, I'm gonna have to take that off there, it's making a right racket. I'm not an actual chef, so I don't have any actual cooking stuff, bar a whisk and some digital scales, but really that's just because I think everybody needs to do it with scales, because just to even just educate you to what a portion is, because like when you think cereal, oh that's a portion, but it's not. 30 grams is a portion, and it'll scare you just how small 30 grams is. That's why I have digital scales. But anyway, you're gonna whip this up the best you can. It's very hard to whip up, but if you had an electric whisk, it would probably be a bit easier. But I don't, so I'm just gonna brute force. I don't know what the ideal time is for whipping. I just know when it's perfect, don't whip anymore. So you're gonna whip it up. This is like so thick, and this is what I got to yesterday, and I thought, oh, that's great. I can get more out of this. Don't be tempted. It's just lulls you into a false sense of security. Maybe I should have asked for a whisk for Secret Santa. We've recently just had our Secret Santa. I got the best gift ever. I got a vegetable chopper. Now you probably think that's a rubbish gift, but it's a game changer. Especially like onions. Don't want to chop an onion. A vegetable chopper, perfect. Peppers, perfect. Can't wait for Christmas. Can't wait. Carrot, I'm gonna have carrot batons. It's gonna be amazing. So anyway, whipping this up, making sure it's all mixed in. It's really thick. So, let's see, it's quite thick now. The temptation to lick my fingers. Oh, use mine here. So, see, whip this up. It's looking beautiful. It's fluffy. It is thick. I'm not gonna lie, I have actually just broken my whisk. So I can put that on my expenses. But once it's nice and thick, like so. Do they do that still, or is that with meringue? Ooh, look how thick it is. Ooh. So once you've whisked it all up, right, then you're going to pop it. My penny. I got this for Christmas. My children. Just because I asked for one, because I make a right mess when I'm doing these cookery videos. So I've whipped that up. Now I think that's fine. I don't want to go too far. I've been burnt before, so I've whipped it up. Now I'm going to go and get my biscuity base. This is that time to cool. Like basically, I made it at 11 o'clock. What time are we on now? I'm not telling you because I don't want to spoil the illusion. This is live. So you've made your biscuity base. Yeah, that's cold enough. And what we're going to do is we're going to spoon it in. So we're going to get our spatula. Come on here. Get rid of this. I think this one's going to be so much better than the other one. It's so going to hold its weight. Whereas that one. So that is. Like the urge to. Don't touch it. Just leave it. So, then getting your big spatula, you just want to put in your cream. And this is how I know this is different from the one that I made yesterday, because the one yesterday I poured in and then to level it off, I've literally just patted the tray in it. That's how much I'd over whipped it and was doing so well. So anyway, then just start dropping it in. This looks better already. So I wish I'd done this one. Like, just, you'd be so impressed, because now I'm thinking you've seen what we're actually making and you thought, nah, that's awful. I'm going to Asda. or another supermarket, and I'm just going to buy one. Just going to buy one, and I'm not going to lie, the cost of ingredients for making a cheesecake now, do you know when you go to places and they're like, oh, this cheesecake is £25, you're like, wow, that's a lot of money for a cheesecake, but actually, thinking about it, it's not really when you think about the cost of ingredients. I think even just for the cream cheese, it was 85p, 200 grams of cream cheese. So once you've got all of your cream cheese mixture in there, now you're probably looking, there's a lot of people going, oh, that does actually look like a bowl off a mixer. It was a bowl off a mixer, but our mixer blew up. We got bought a mixer off my mother-in-law, and it blew up, and she claimed she hadn't kept the receipt for it. But I think she has. I think she was just trying to teach her a lesson, because if you can't look after it, you're not getting another one. So anyway, once you've got your cream, this is really heavy actually, that's a lot of cream cheese. So once you've got your cream cheese in there, you would then start spreading out. Now, like I said, this is going to be minging. The apron, not the cream, that's going to be delicious. The apron's going to be minging. So, like I said, if you wanted to grate in some chocolate, some dark chocolate would be nice. Or you want to mix in Smarties. Once you've got it to this part, that's the part to do it. You want to fold it in gently. Do not whip it in. Fold it in. But I'm not doing that just because I just didn't want to. But if I wanted to, I would have put some grated chocolate in there. So you're just going to spread this out. You're going to spread from the middle out. Middle out. So if you just sometimes just add a little bit of pressure at the middle, the sides will spread out. So just start spreading it out. It looks really nice. But like say if you didn't want to do reindeer, you've gone this far and you thought actually that reindeer looks pants. I don't want to do that. You could even just sort of decorate with some of your pretzels around the outside. Use some of your chocolate drops to decorate the inside. If maybe you're thinking, oh, I don't want reindeers because I don't like reindeers. Nothing against reindeers. Just what do they do? Just pull a sleeve. It's the danger of it. So yeah. Spread that in there. You can decorate with whatever you want. I've seen some on Facebook from I always worry now. Some people on the drive, probably delivery people. If any of you live in the States, I'm sure the postman like marks down who's not. Oh, wait, actually, that's my husband coming in now. So once you've flattened it down, then you would. I'm smiling because I know he's just, oh, making cheesecake. So there we go. So once you've flattened it all down, like I say, once you press on the sides, the extra just spreads out. So once you've done that, I think that's clean. I think that's what I just used to cut the butter in me earlier Facebook. Not so live because it wasn't live. So once you've done that, you're just going to spread that out and you're just going to pop that in the fridge. Like I say, 2 hours or ideally overnight. And I already know this is going to be better than the previous one because it's rock solid, whereas the other one had a bit of a wobble in it. So dirty dishes. So pop this 2 hours, at least 2 hours overnight in the fridge. And once it's done, because here's what I made earlier. Right. So like I say, this isn't ideal, this one. It wasn't very well whipped. Or it was overly well whipped. So once you've done that, I'm just going to grab a plate. I'm just going to show you how you can decorate. Oh. That's a smaller plate, it's trying to. So, plate. You want a cheese. I'm trying to pick the best of a bad bunch here actually because they're all pretty bad. But let's find a good one. Oh, let's take this one. This one. Oh, no. So let's select this one here. This is a nice big one. And because he's been pressed up against the others, he's actually kept his shape a little bit. I think it looks better from that angle. Ta-da! So, cheesecake. Once it's been in the fridge overnight, like this one, or 2 hours, it should look a bit like this. This is still, I don't want to poke it in case it just looks, but this one is still probably not as firm as it could be. But it'll still taste nice. So, so I'll just pop this back in the fridge because I just do not want it to flop down again. So, got your cheesecake. So then what you're going to do is you're going to start decorating it. So the Malteser for his nose. Like I say, if you can get your hands on some red Smarties, if you're feeling flush and can afford, because they don't sell them in individual packets anymore unless it's the large sharing ones. Be smart in there. So there's his little nose. Then you want to do your eyes. Oh, and I'm using chocolate drops for these. So pop his little eyes on. If you wanted to go really adventurous, you could get, do you know, like those sauces. Do them a little, sort of a little bridle on there, some little eyebrows. But there, we've got up to now. But he's not really a reindeer unless he's got on his antlers. So you're just going to pop one antler on, two antler on. Now you could snap these in half, but then all the chocolate comes off. And there you go. There's your little reindeer cheesecake. So by himself, he looks pretty sad. Look, if you had lots of reindeers on there, I think it's at 9. Donna, Dancer, Prince, Vixen, Cupid. Is it 9? 9 or 8? I don't know. But that cheesecake size of being 20 centimetres will do you 8. Otherwise, that is your reindeer cheesecake. These are large portions just so you can see them. But that's your reindeer cheesecake. And again, I do apologise that this wasn't done at the time that was specified. That was totally my fault. But you've still got a video of me making a rather delicious reindeer cheesecake. I hope you do try it. If you try something other than a reindeer, you could probably do a Santa Claus one. Oh, a penguin. Do a penguin one. You can do you can do anything. You can just do a strawberry one. You could do Bailey's one. Yes, Christmas, if you haven't got a dessert yet, that, add a bit of Bailey's mixed in with your double cream would be lovely. But that is our reindeer cheesecake. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate your patience. And yeah, if you make one, please post pictures of what you've made. If you don't make one, that's fine. That's fine. You didn't have to. Maybe you saw mine before. Actually, I really fancied making a reindeer cheesecake, but now since seeing yours, I really don't want to. But till next year, I hope you've enjoyed Christmas with Naomi in her chaotic kitchen. Thanks very much. Bye.